2017 Sonic, Chevy Sonic with the Ecotech. I believe is a 1.8 liter. We're gonna change the spark plugs. Let's see how that goes. First, we gotta remove this cover that it just pops in there. Hold on by those stops. So get a little prying tool, pop that out, get it out of the way. Then, then we gotta remove this wire harness here. It just lifts up and pops out of there. Pull this locking tab out, and unplug it. Unplug the coil pack. Then it should be T30. Then we should be able to pry it nice and gentle out of there. Equal amount of pressure. And it is out. So that should be pretty much it, and then we can get to 1, 2, 3, 4 spark plugs. Let's get them out of there and proceed to the next step. So once the spark plugs have been removed, which I already did, I do a little bit of anti-seize, copper preferably for heat resistance. Then I just start them by hand, each one. Then I torque them to 18 foot-pounds. So that should be pretty much it, very simple. You will need an extension and a spark plug socket, 5/8 spark plug socket. These ones are straight shot, so you don't need to have this fancy one. I just grabbed this one because this is what I have. This one's got a swivel head, which makes it really cool. But you don't need it. You can just use a regular extension and 5/8 socket. Even a magnet would help you get them out of there. So that's pretty much about it. Well, not quite. Hold on. Now, when we're going back to reinstalling the coil pack, I'm gonna use a little bit of dielectric grease. Put a little dab on each one of the spark plug connections. But remember that I told you to lift this one up nice and gentle. Main deal is if you don't, then like I said, if you don't, then this could potentially happen. This is what happened to this customer. Broke that end piece, plastic seal inside of that boot. So during the diagnosis of this, I pulled this coil pack out to check on the spark plugs. Then I noticed, because that boot was left in the hole stuck to the spark plug, so I had to remove it and then order the new coil pack, which here it is. Here's the new coil pack. As I said, just add a little bit of dielectric grease. So when it's time to put them back on, it's got a little bit of lube to go. Here's the OEM part number. On stuff like this, I do recommend going with OEM parts. You don't have to. It's just personal preference for me. A lot less chances of stuff coming back. I hate doing the same work twice, so personal preference for stuff like electronics and stuff, I do recommend using that app. So once you got all of that ready to go, here's the new coil pack. That's the whole broken coil pack. And then just drop it in there, push it into position, put your hardware back on, plug it in, put the cover back on, put the other cover back on, then you should be done. That one goes torque down to 18 inch-pounds, I believe. And like I said, just go backwards. That should be it.